Hello! Welcome to the final Twisted Metal stream. Um, we're going to be getting everything set up real quick, so just give me a moment. As you can also see, we have just set it up a new starting soon screen with a chat box as well. We're doing a bunch of new things to fix everything up, as I actually got a very important stream coming up soon enough that it's going to be really fun. So let me real quick just get this sent out to the appropriate areas. And then we'll get started. Anyways, I hope y'all are having a great day today. I will be stating that for I'm pretty sure the next 3 days I'm going to be a bit busy, so I don't know if I'll be able to pull a stream out or not during that period of time, because mostly I'm going to be setting up a bunch of the newer screens that you're going to be seeing. So like right now we have the stream starting screen and the live scene have been adjusted, but we got this be right back screen and the stream ending scene that's going to be fixed up. Okay, so to kind of give an explanation for this stream, let me get to the live scene so I could show y'all the new look of that. As you can see, we've gotten a little bit more refreshed. We took away the background of the bread thing because, to be honest, I really thought that it could maybe unsettle some people because I know some people have trypophobia and stuff like that, and I don't want it to feel unsettling as a background for some people. Also, because it felt a bit too absorbing of the surrounding area of things going on stream. So I've replaced it with a more standard looking bread background. Also chat boxes here. Also, if you see on top of my little guys there, a little toasty. He's going to accompany y'all on your chat that messages. Also below we have the names of my Twitch and my Jube, pretty much the same, so that way people know where to find me. So for today's stream, the title is "The Bosses Strike Back," and what that means is we're gonna be doing a we're gonna be doing a lot of the boss characters. Mainly, we're gonna start off by me having picked one for each time there was a boss that appears. I accept like an extra one that haven't really labeled yet. Hang on one moment. All right. So I do have a special surprise for us at the end of the stream. So do stay along to watch and possibly see what that surprise is. Hopefully I am not going to accidentally spoil it, but you know that can happen. That's a possibility. But yeah, I picked 4 bosses. Actually, I think yeah, 4 bosses we played through and then we're going to kind of, if we have more time, we'll play the other characters that I've been considering as well. So the first one we're doing is Primeval. Now I'm kind of going in an order of like where they would have appeared from. So Primeval was my first selection. I did not do Trapper because I didn't really think he'd be a good character to play through. That was because I don't really care about his special. So yeah, let's get started. Oh yeah, didn't put the voice on there, but he basically just has a grudge towards Calypso. If you're wanting to wonder what his whole shtick is on this area or this story. Now I'm pretty sure Primeval, like I've stated before, has appeared in Twisted Metal 3 as the main centric boss of that level, which is I've stated before I actually don't like his boss battle because they never explain fully how to do the levers. So I always get lost when I'm trying to do the levers. Oh yeah, I'm also doing like a lot more characters because it's gonna probably go by quicker since a lot of the boss characters have a lot more damage and a lot more health and is way harder to kill. Like you see there, like even just that like almost took him out. Hence why I kind of am making it be a lot more characters being played through. Also, I'm going to eventually set up doing the review of this game. I haven't really stated exactly how I'm going to do it yet. But if it doesn't come out, then I'll probably have something in its place. But my goal is to at least get one video out during the 30-minute break we have. Or not the 30-minute, a 30-day break I have between school time. We'll go to Los Angeles since we haven't been there for a while. So yeah, eventually we're going to we're going to be doing a stream. I'm hoping it's on the proper time that was scheduled. So definitely look out for that. And hopefully this will also help bring in a bit of an audience because I would love to like show people the old kind of games because as you know I'm kind of more of the old game player as opposed to the modern game type of person. I don't really play stuff like Valorant or Fragpunk or stuff like that. Also, I do think Primeval's vehicle looks really cool. Kind of gives off that like Wastelander look. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure he's like a demon of sorts. So like, I would like to imagine Hell is definitely just a wasteland. I mean, I don't know how they really describe them through religious texts and stuff like that. Different religions have different contexts for how that kind of plays out in the afterlife, but you know, can't really be for sure. But I do think y'all are gonna definitely enjoy this stream because there is definitely the surprise waiting at the end is gonna be the funnest one. I did get to experiment with the one that I'm talking about, and it's definitely an interesting concept that's based on previous iterations. Okay, I think it'd be funny if we fight Primeval as Primeval. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, with other than just the screen stuff we're working on, I'm also going to be working on some different I would like to say kind of outfits and poses for my character, because the only one we have so far is the thinking pose, which you can see right here, but we don't really have a lot of other stuff. So I'd like to make my character have a little more dynamic movement in the sense that there are more poses for expression. I always hate Mime special is very annoying because it tracks you like for so long. Granted, it doesn't do much damage, but it can be devastating if it sticks onto you for too long. Right, let me go get health if I can. Right, got him to lose my trail. All right, Primeval versus Primeval. Just unload everything I got right now. All right, next we're gonna do the Valley of Kings. Though we're gonna do every map on this last stream. We're gonna be doing every single one, so that way we don't have one be missing for this stream. Also, because overall, I wanted to do the boss characters because I think it's a great send off. for this for me playing this series. Mostly because what's the better way to send it off than just playing with a bunch of the boss characters that probably back then you wouldn't have normally played in the older games, except if you used the cheat codes. I guess if you use the cheat codes, then yeah, you would be playing them. But traditionally, you wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure when we tried out one of the boss characters, we've learned that regardless if you're playing boss characters, the boss characters also do affect things like there's one character I tried off camera known as Carnage. We've fought them many times. Um, Regardless of size, their ability still affects, which I thought was really cool because it means you could pull some really funny things. If we have time, I might even show you it. Hmm. All right, let's see. I think we'll do Limburg Heights. I actually don't remember where Limburg Heights was on when it comes to the game series. Can't fully remember. Reactivate the helicopter because that's going to be useful. Well, the Spectre just died to the helicopter. Alright, time to go down here and hunt them down. Right now I just got Copperhead. There we go. I would say we're making good time. Time to deal with Augur. Oh, I'm sorry. Mega Augur. Which, in honesty, I'm pretty sure only Augur only appeared in, he appeared, I think, only in Twisted Metal 3, I think? Because no. I think he also appeared in, 4, but he wasn't a fully start-out character. That was when he became Mega Augur. At least I think. Those kind of characters are a little too hazy for me to remember. Don't almost did a chain damage of 200. You know what? I think we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight Minion right now. We'll probably end up fighting him again when we do Minion, just for the sake of it. Which means probably for this run we'll do Warpath's boss battle. Which unfortunately I did not put. I think I didn't put Warpath as part of the main characters being played today. Only because like I said, I started off by picking from the ones where you pick boss battles, and he was under that selection. Where I didn't pick him. I'm pretty sure I picked Darktooth over him, actually. Mostly because Darktooth has appeared in other games. I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Warpath has actually appeared in a different official Twisted Metal game. I think he is a original creation to this game only. Alright. This means we can come back stronger at him. Sorry. Throat's been a bit dry today. All this hot weather has been making it a rougher time. I always thought of this. Does Minion know Primeval? I would like to think they would know each other, at least in lore sense. But I can't really know for sure. All right, let's wait for him and unload the specials on him. Ooh, oh, that was bad. They got me caught up in like a stream of missiles. All right, next, we'll have we'll probably do Primeval and Minion in the seventh circle. Since you know they're both demons, it makes sense. At least I am pretty sure Primeval is a demon. I can't be for sure. I'm gonna try to get Quattro out of the way because he's gonna chip away our health. I didn't even realize that when you burst the skulls, they have like a fire effect. I also kind of find it ironic that that Brimstone is down here, considering we have seen his story. How he's just basically a stubborn spirit who will not like stay in hell. Well, can't really stay in hell because neither side wants his soul, I guess. Which means you gotta really do some bad things in your life to really have the devil say, "Whoa, hold up, chill out, bud. I'm not bringing you in here." All right. Final fight. We're gonna go with Screamland. All right, try to activate the clown. Because that should do some damage. I think 12 pack just destroyed themselves. I don't think I had a situation in that matter. Alright, let's get some health. Oh yeah, another thing, just because people who watched my previous streams, the reason why Juggernaut also is not part of the roster of characters I'll be playing, unless we have time to, is because I wasn't including bosses that were just before another boss. Because I know Warpath is the end boss, yes, but Darktooth has a little more notoriety when it comes to his. So I kind of just put Warpath on the side, and also because I don't have Piecemeal. To have Piecemeal, you have to play every ending in the game, which I have yet to do. So it was more like choosing from three choices, either Juggernaut, Warpath, or Darktooth. And Darktooth won out because of his notoriety. Just so we cleared that up. Speaking of Juggernaut, time to fight Juggernaut. Now, the one that's obviously going to be hard to do with Piecemeal, because even if you time your freezing right, it could be a problem because of the sheer fact that it kind of like is instantaneous. There's no charge up. Got him. The greatest way to freeze them is to stay a certain distance away and wait for the sound cue. All right, let's see what this curtails. So he takes over Twisted Metal, basically. That I've seen that a couple times with a couple of the wishes. I've kind of played off stream, but that is definitely an interesting take. I thought it would have been more that they just wanted to take out Calypso. But to go beyond and take the whole thing from him, that is an interesting take on the character. Also, sorry for if I didn't have the audio out. Something was bugging real quick. I had to quickly fix it. I really couldn't do it while I was playing, so I had to actually like fix it. So let me give me a moment so I can fix the whole audio situation. And we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. So, there we go. Basically what happened was that we couldn't sync I didn't sync the audio right. So when I do release this out to stream, they're going to be, we're going to make sure to kind of cut out the part with Primeval. Which is no big concern. We still have a lot to go through when it comes to the characters. Or at least just kind of put a disclaimer, so... You know, that always happens with streams. There always has to be, you know, an issue here and there. We have to fix it whenever we can. Next up, we're doing Minion.
Welcome back.
We'll do Inferno's Crucible with them. Just make sure everything is up and running. Yep, the audio is synced.
Inferno's Crucible. This used to be the place.
Alright. See, now we get to have the freezing abilities. Alright. See, this one's gonna probably go a little quicker. Now let's do House of Cain. Yeah, I'll probably just leave in. I'll probably just leave the run of Primeval. Just leave a disclaimer for when we, because I do release my VODs over to my YouTube channel, which you can see under there. That I send my VODs over to there, so I'll just have a disclaimer for the audio issue that had happened. I think it's because, so I have my audio on an aux, so sometimes it, like, if it gets slightly off, the audio will cut itself out. I don't know why, but it just kind of happens sometimes. Luckily, it's very rare, so y'all just get to kind of see it behind the scenes of how that kind of stuff can happen with audio. Actually, speaking of that, I need to look into, so context is that I've been looking into doing what is basically audio and video editing softwares, because one of my practices, other than just voice acting and other stuff, is trying to be an editor for people. Now, I haven't really gotten any some ground yet, but like, it's always good to kind of practice with things. So I've been looking into practicing, which that's why the review videos are going to be kind of more or less practice more than it is an actual video. Alright. We'll do Deadwater Bog.
This murky backwater forest was once a...
Alright. Ooh, that was a rough hit. I think, where is the, I know there's the full health somewhere. Let me go get it. There we go.
Unless you'd like...
Alright, Trapper. Yeah, I have a feeling he's not going to last long, because you don't just give a character the ability of freezing and not expect it to be, like, absolutely devastating to deal with. Also, I am 100% sure his shots are actually the speedy missiles. Because they look different than the other ones. Westgate Galleria.
Westgate Gal.
You get weapons from here. No Quattro is somewhere, and I'm gonna take him out. We'll go to Area 51.
Are you a true believer, driver?
Also, when it comes to the next stream, besides the special one that's coming up, which I will say, I'm probably, for the sake of surprise, I am not going to disclose what the stream is. But after that one, we're going to be probably doing an N64 game or an old PS2 game. I can't remember which one I was looking at, because I have a little list of games I'm currently looking at playing. I just don't know which one I'm going to decide on.
Perhaps it wasn't such a...
That was rough. Just slammed down a bunch of missiles on me. Of course, we're gonna fight minion with minion. See how that goes.
Ashland Freeway. This highway was recently...
Let's see. Try to get some people on this road. Yep, they're up. Alright, let's try to get some health back. Whew.
Look who decided to visit us all the way from hell. Minion is always taking out his bitterness on whoever's nearby. And it looks like that will be you.
I guess I am bitter with myself then. No, I just thought about it. It'd be kind of cool if they had it where, like, if you were fighting the boss as the boss, Calypso would have a special line that kind of explains they're not the boss anymore. They're like a figment of your, of like kind of the manifestation of your actions made to combat you. Because that would be a cool idea. Only because the idea of it, like, being that You're already competing in the
Welcome.
competition. Why would there be the same one of you? But you know, some people don't really think about doing that. They just let it be. And I think about that idea only because they can make the souls of the damned be a manifestation in this world. So there could be the concept of your own self, or the actions of your own self being manifested into a combatant. I always hate when that happens. Yeah, I was not gonna let Quadro live a second longer. Whew. There we go. We'll do Scream Warfare again, and then the last two we'll do Midtown Urbania.
Welcome to your final battleground, driver.
Whew. We're gonna try doing a bit of hopping so that way we don't die. There we go. Now time to fight Juggernaut. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to also mention this. Treadnought and Carnage, yes, they are part of the selection, but it's only if we have enough time. I kind of went with the characters that were more notable. So like Minion, Primeval, Darktooth, and a special guest character I am not stating yet. We still got at least one more run before we do that. Oh my god, look at that. My health was like... Oh my god, my health was like literally nothing.
Well, 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 driver.
I managed to clutch with literally nothing left in my health. Oh, we've reached a chain of 200. Ah, I wanted to keep the chain going, but that costed me a bit. Just drive into them, shoot them down. There we go. Alright. Time to see what the ending is for this. And this time we have the audio, so sorry for the Primeval's ending not having audio.
Blasting through his compound in my tank, the thief stood there smiling, wearing that twisted grin like a cursed mask. I told him his little contest had become a contamination. The sufferers of his games had started crawling into my domain like earthworms in the rain. They fled his chaos and stumbled into mine, uninvited. They interrupted the orgies and torture scenes that the residents of Hell so dearly treasure. At that point, there were more voyeurs than exhibitionists. I needed the flames surrounding my province taller, wider, harder, a restored divine firewall to keep the peasants out of my pleasure palace, granting my wish with powers that should be mine, the fire spread. When I returned to what I now call home, Hell, Michigan, the skies boiled, and the air turned thick with smoke. The flames rose until they eclipsed the foul heavens. We lived in, dare I say, peace, torturing, fornicating, feeding our every desire in uninterrupted bliss. The mortals that remain now exist only for our pleasure, pain toys, and party favors. The rest of the country smothered in black smoke and endless flame. And now when I gaze out upon the scorched horizon, I see no armies, no heroes, no begging, just heat and ecstasy.
So that kind of brings up a context. Um, if you don't notice, he says Hell, Michigan, which references Twisted Metal 3's ending where he wanted to go back to hell and the twisted part of the wish was Calypso sends him to hell, Michigan, which is a very cold place. Also, this makes me feel like he's a demon of, like, from the lust domain, if you think of it, because it feels more like it's, a lot of his desires are of lust, if not pride, when it comes to his power. So he may be an all-encompassing demon, or maybe a demon who is of a certain domain. I can't be for sure because they changed Minion up a lot throughout the history of the games. All right, now next up is Dark Tooth.
Welcome back to.
Now, if you want the context of what this character was, look at my my last stream because I do explain that he's a demon who wants to feed on laughter. That's what is explained.
Welcome to Twisted Metal. This year I've placed your first battleground deep in the Andes Mountains within the ruins of Machu Picchu. I hope you can get a taste of the local history before you become part of the ruins too.
God, I'm so massive. Yeah, thing about, well, first of all, he has homing missiles as his ability, so this is going to be probably a quick fight. But also, he has one of the strongest attacks. It's a little hard to land, though.
It's so good to.
Yeah, I will say, I think we'll definitely have time to at least do one thing I want to show y'all, which is the funniest glitch I've ever seen. But I'll have to wait on that first. Because we're going to do the actual runs before we do anything funny. And because also I love putting out the glitches on my shorts, so having one glitch per stream is kind of funny. I think we had one for each one. No, we didn't have it for the first one. I know we didn't have it for the first one. But it kind of also just helps kind of give an idea of like how this game is great, yes, but there are some flaws. So we have to always be considering the fact that not the entire game is not perfect. However, I will say my praises to the team who made this game, that they definitely did really good making and capturing the feel of Twisted Metal. We'll do Redstone Gulch.
Redstone.
Oh yes, Redstone. Just redstone. I actually just thought of it. From Minecraft, like redstone, is that... I could swear that is a real, actual thing. It's just not how they portray it in, like, Minecraft. It's not like a reactive thing. I could be wrong. I am probably thinking about another type of material, probably like a sandstone-ish, but I can't remember. I wasn't big on geology. Alright, let's see how long Primeval lasts. Because I don't think he's going to last that long. Especially if we use the freezing ability on him.
I've hired a headhunter and an old acquaintance of mine.
Come on, Primeval, I'm waiting for you. Whew! Well, Valley of the Kings. I think that would be fine. I'm trying to make sure we have an even spread of, like, the maps. Oh yeah, I forgot the ricochet ones, or the bombs that he drops in his boss fight. Completely forgot about that. We'll do Area 51.
Are you a true believer, driver?
See, look, this is how powerful this thing is. Like, I could just stand in one spot and just devastate the entire area. Get some health. That's if I'm even going to be able to fit through the area to get the health. Oh my god, I could barely even see it. Didn't even have a chance.
Perhaps it wasn't such a good idea to just store.
Wait for him. That one almost took me out. I'll give them that. They almost took me out that time. We'll do Blackfield this time.
This power plant.
You may not exactly hear it, but I am currently spamming the actual crud out of my trigger button right now. So I'm not just doing this with literally no cost. I'm probably gonna have pain in my finger by the time we're done with this. Because through the missiles, I'm actually having to press them individually. So each missile you're seeing is me actually clicking the button. No, you can get that stuff out of here. Stop. Ma'am, no. I was like jammed up between them. Whew.
It seems a prison break.
Oh, Lord. Let's get out of the way so we can get some more weaponry. There we go. I think the last two we'll be doing on Haven Fort.
Haven Frost, snow.
I keep saying Haven Fort. I noticed that. I just noticed that I keep saying Haven Fort. Hmm. I'm sorry if sometimes my English may be a bit off. I'm not so good with being able to say certain sentences. Although I am born like an English speaker, so it's just me having a really bad way of being able to talk. Alright, Midtown Urbania. Darktooth versus Darktooth.
Midtown Urb.
Taxi.
Alright. Let's see it. I missed it there. Merv missiles with this guy is honestly terrifying. That and swarm missiles.
Well, look at you. You've done so well, contestant. I thought I'd treat you to some ice cream.
Not gonna lie, I actually want some ice cream right now. Because it's so hot out. One of the favorite things I like is the trolley gummy pops that they've been releasing. I know it's weird, the texture of sorts, but I honestly think they're really like good tasting. Because the lemon one, the lemon part of one of them tastes kind of like a lemon bar. And my favorite kind of dessert is tiramisu and lemon bars. But no, I would honestly get some ice cream right now. When it comes to my favorite flavors, I think like mint chocolate chips are my favorite. That and we have this one down in an ice cream store known as it's just basically banana pudding, but it's so good as well. I need to find a recipe online for it that's like a proper one of it. Yep, remember that. Ooh! Alright. Be careful with my fingers. I don't want to hurt them. Time to see this ending.
The flames trailed behind Darktooth's truck like a ribbon tied to a hearse, the mechanical laugh now down to a cough. "Welcome back, Honkthorn," I said, watching him approach. "You've won again!" That carved-in smile never moved.
I don't want a wish. Just a laugh.
"Whose? Mine?" He nodded, piercing me with that sharp grin, granting his wish without even thinking, and suddenly we were no longer in my compound, but his dilapidated circus tent. The benches were filled with a rotten sort. Faces were locked
the
in
music's a bit
smiles like they
unsettling.
forgot how to make any other expression. Some wore judges' robes that looked to have been stitched from human skin.
Oh.
Others wore hats carved from bone, and every single one of them was painted in blood. When the show began, Honkthorn juggled cracked halos and teeth. He pulled knives out of an empty popcorn bucket, balanced a coffin on a tightrope, while the band played carnival music in reverse. The show only got more grim from there. He asked for a volunteer from the audience. A young woman shyly raised her hand. Honkthorn invited her to the stage and asked if she believed in magic. She nodded. The would-be illusionist had her lie down in a box. She obliged. He closed the lid and locked it shut, and out came the saw. We've seen this trick a dozen times. While he was quick with his electric saw, the participants still screamed, regretting volunteering. He pulled the box apart and showed the audience, her intestines falling out, a quick maroon waterfall. And I laughed. What a fool to trust this perverse psychopath. Honkthorn bowed as soon as he heard my chuckle.
You laughed, Calypso. And it was delicious.
The lights dimmed. The crowd turned to me, nodding like they were proud of me. The headliner stepped off the stage, returned to his truck, and drove off without another word. No chains, no fire, just that laugh, trailing behind him like steam. A simple wish that left me thinking. Some say demons fed on innocent joy, but not this one.
Oh,
No,
okay, so this is where they're going to
Hawthorne's
explain
got a
that.
taste for something far worse. He feeds on people like me, the cruel, the powerful, the ones who laugh when they shouldn't. He doesn't punish us or kill us. He collects our evil joy. He doesn't come here for power or chaos. He wants to feed on laughter, not the happy kind, but the kind that comes from monsters like me. The ones who laugh when cities fall, when people scream. The ones who smile at suffering and call it entertainment. Hawthorne doesn't need to destroy us. We do that ourselves. He just waits for us to enjoy it, and then he dies. I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
See, for context, I didn't look up like this ending. I just looked up Hawthorne because I did not know who he was in the story. But that is a very grim story to go about. Like not gonna lie, it was mostly the music that was unsettling. But the story itself is definitely, that's a very strange demon. Alright, now we're gonna take a quick break and then I'm gonna show you the surprise because we're not done yet. We still got one person I've kept. Alright, we're back. And here we have the final surprise for y'all. A character I didn't even know was unlockable. And if you may have not guessed beforehand, well, we're going to be playing as the big man himself, Calypso. Now, the whole reason I got him was because we did the Holy Roller run back in the last stream, and we unlocked Copperhead. Now, off stream, I thought, the ending may not be that much. Now, I learned if you beat Copperhead, you get a special code. Well, you beat the game with Copperhead, you get a special code. And the code unlocks Calypso. So we're going to be playing Calypso today. Now, if you want to wonder why he's in the competition, he is there because he wants to, he just wants to have the thrill of being in the contest. That's basically what it is. Because he hasn't been in it, and he even references it, hasn't been in it since Sweet Tooth took over back in Twisted Metal 4. So we're going to get to see all the wonders of this character throughout this whole run. See how strong he truly is. Now, he has this special. A literal nuke. One of the strongest specials I have ever seen in the game. Which is absolutely awesome to see him Plus, the vehicle itself is a very nice, sleek red vehicle, and I kind of see that as fitting with Calypso. He would definitely ride a vehicle like this. See, gone near instant. Hang on, let me check something real quick. There we go. Also, his vehicle is maxed stats.
It's so good to have.
Which means there's only 2 vehicles in the game that have that. And I think it's Sweetbot and Calypso. At least from memory. I may not be remembering fully, but I know that there's at least these 2 that have them. Unfortunately, we will not be doing a run of Sweetbot because I already kind of played through him. And it's kind of similar story to every other character. He wins the competition and takes the competition for himself. Jeez Louise. The sheer speed and power of this character is crazy. Absolutely bonkers, actually. Alright, let's go hunt down Death Trap. Okay. Death Trap, really? But where are you going? That was certainly odd. I don't know how exactly. Oh. Okay. I don't know what just happened there. But we're just gonna move past that. You know, we're gonna fight Prime Evil and Minion throughout this run. We're gonna fight the main guys we fought already.
Redstone Gold.
So we're gonna fight Carnage, Darktooth, Minion, and Prime Evil. So that way, we kind of go for full circle. Whew. Alright, time to take up Prime Evil. Probably ain't gonna last long against Calypso, but
I've hired a
it'll definitely be fun to watch how quick they go. Oh my god, that was literally like less than a minute. It is so funny that one of the characters, Sweetbot, was so much harder to unlock, but he doesn't have as great as ability. I have played two characters, one on stream and one off stream, and proceeded to get the strongest character in the game. I find that quite hilarious in a sense. And the funny thing is, it doesn't even affect Calypso. Like, this doesn't hurt Calypso at all. Which makes it much more crazy that they would allow that. But I guess, to be fair, he is the runner of the show, so I'll give credit where credit is due that they made the strongest character be the one who runs the show. Obviously, we're going to do Lindbergh Heights.
Lindbergh.
At this point, it's more like a speed run of this game by doing this specific character. Where was Pizza Boy? I don't think he was even in this area. Oh, and it has happened again. Of course, like that always happens every time I play. Every time I play this, it like always does that one fall every once in a while. course, we're gonna fight Minion. Get him out of the way.
Ashland free.
First, I'm gonna go over here. That was, I don't even think that was like more than 2 minutes. Well, Minion, I don't think you're gonna live through this one.
Look who decided to visit us all the way from hell.
Whew.
Haven frost, snow everywhere. And with Christmas just around the corner, we all know who's coming. Let's see what Santa brought us this year.
Why did that dude sound like the guy from SpongeBob when SpongeBob smells awful and it just like smells him? Yeah, I don't know why he sounded like that. What in the world? That's gotta be the most funniest audio piece I've ever heard of. Alright, time to do Midtown Urbania.
Midtown Urbania, with buildings.
let's go restock up on some weapons. Kind of feels like to me there was a lot more characters fighting in this one round, but that just may be the fact that this place is so wide. Normally, a lot of people die to like together. Poncho's about to be nuked. Whew. Got it. Now time for Darktooth. I think Darktooth... Actually, yeah, I think Darktooth's gonna have a disadvantage here because he's larger. And, like, the missiles kind of go up to a certain height, so he's gonna, like, reach that height limit. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that definitely did damage to him. Oh, Lord. That was rough. That was rough for him.
So you thought you were done? Did it?
Alright. Now let's see what the ending for Calypso is, because I don't know what the ending is for him. I didn't beat it. I only tested it, so I don't know.
Now, I suppose you could argue it was unfair of me to fight in my own tournament.
Considering your weapon, yes.
I couldn't help myself. Ever since I had to fight to gain back my contest from Needles, I have had a craving for car combat that hasn't been satisfied in ages. My joy was short-lived when my boss Satan appeared before me, barking at me about having entered my own contest. Oh, he was furious. I tried to explain myself, but he kept cutting me off with threats that he would find someone else to do my job. From there, it was more arguing back and forth between us, and I told him that Twisted Metal is mine. No one can accomplish what I have done with my creation. With his short temper, he forced me to a challenge, his way of showing me who is in charge. He dragged me back to hell and into a stadium to compete against the demons in his realm. All of his champions were there. Even Minion, who was hungry for revenge.
Oh, uh-oh.
The winner gets to be in charge of Twisted Metal. My job was on the line. Now let me tell you, most people in my position would be mortified. Most people would simply give up and roll over dead. But not me. I was more than glad to prove myself worthy of being the only one capable enough to run this tournament, even if I had to risk life and limb to do so. In the end, it wasn't hard to win against Satan's demons. After all, I play by my own rules. I am Calypso, and I thank you for playing Twisted Metal.
Now that was definitely an interesting twist. Because I remember in the lore of the game that, yeah, Satan gives Calypso the ability to do these competitions. But I also think Minion's the one, like, I think Minion's the one who gives the power he got. I don't fully know the full context. I'll have to look into more of the lore. But regardless, that was the Calypso run. We're going to do a quick thing because I saw this once and I just wanted to try to recreate it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into where is it? Blackfield Industrial Park. I'm going to play as Carnage against Carnage. We're going to add a couple just so we can get this to work. Now, I think the way it works is you have to grab while they're grabbing you. Now, let's see if we can get that to work. Alright. Just gotta wait for them to try doing their special. One of them's bound to eventually do it. Up. Alright, let's go. Oh! Okay, this is what happened. Oh, God. Yeah. That is what happens when you grab as Carnage against Carnage. I just wanted to recreate that. I saw that once and it was the funniest thing ever. Anyways, we're going to quickly move over to the end screen. So yeah, this has been the end of the Twisted Metal 5 streams. We're done for those. We're gonna be doing a stream next week. It's gonna be a special stream. We're gonna be setting up as well for the first actual game we're gonna play. But for the 3 days coming up, we're going to be a bit busy. So we're not going to be able to do a lot of stuff. There may be a chance I'll drop on doing a stream. But there's also the chance I will do a stream. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed Twisted Metal. I sure did as well. And I'll be seeing y'all very soon. Stay toasty, my friends.